Mishnah says, "Ein poskenimo," that you can't make a ein posken ala perish ad sheyetzi hashar. That you can't make a deal on produce until they've set the price. Yatza hashar posken. Once they've set the price, so then you can make a deal. Alpha pisha ein lazeh yesh lazeh. Even though this guy doesn't have it and somebody else has it. What are we talking about here? Somebody wants to make a deal with the produce seller. I want you to supply me with this produce throughout the year, and I'm giving you X amount of money, and you'll supply it to me throughout the year at this rate. So we're concerned that if there's no set price and the guy doesn't have the goods yet, so then let's say the price will the value of the fruits will go up when they set the price. So then it turns out that the buyer is sort of getting more as a reward for the money that he forwarded to this guy. I mean, he gave him money ahead of time, so it's like he gave him a loan, and now he's getting back more because he gets back a higher value of the produce as its value goes up. This is not technically what's called ribis, interest in its classic sense. What's called a vak ribis. It's the dust of interest. It looks like interest, and therefore the rabbis forbade it. But once the price is set, so it's okay. Here's that we now have the orange futures came in, and now we know exactly what the prices are. So you have the exact rate. So then you can set a deal, even though the seller doesn't actually have the oranges to be able to sell them. But since somebody else has them that he could get them from, so it's not considered. It's considered as if the deal is done, and therefore it's not even a vak ribis. Hayehu techila kotzrim posik imo ala gadish. So if he's the first one in the market, and he's the first one to reap the crop, so he can make a deal with him for the stack, for what he's got. And also if he's got the vat of grapes before they get stomped on, before they go into the pit to be stomped on, they're sort of piling them all up. Also the storage area for the olives. Yalabeitzim shel yotzer, and also if you have the eggs of the potter, means really that eggs, but like balls. They've got like clay balls that are ready to be turned into utensils. Valasid mishishako bakivshon. In regards to the lime, once they are sort of put into the kilns. All these things, once they're stored or whatever, so even though it's not a finished product, but he's making a deal with him that he's going to give him the money, and he's got the thing, in its place, so therefore that they can make such a deal, that I'm going to buy the finished product, at this rate, and then that's fine. Even if the rate is not set in the marketplace, because he's got the stuff. That works too. And the Mishnah says also you can make a deal with him to buy manure, at a certain rate the entire year long. Even though there are different times in the year when manure is more readily available. In the winter it gets washed away with all the rains or whatever, so it's less available. Nonetheless, says you can make a deal with it for the entire year. Rabbi Yossi Omer ein posken ala zevel. Rabbi Yossi says no, you can't make a deal that he's going to give him manure the whole year. Elam kain hayalo zevel ba'ashba, unless he has manure stored up, he owns it, unless he's got it. V'chachamim matir, and the chacham allow you to do it. What's the difference between the chacham and the Tanakama? So the Gemara explains that's only in the summer. The chacham allowed you to do it in the summertime because there it doesn't get washed away. If you have it, it's readily available. It's readily available. In the winter, it's harder to come by, so they wouldn't allow you to make such a deal. Uposik imo kashar hagavo. Now going back to what we said before, when you make this deal, so you set the condition like the upper limit, meaning at the upper limit of the market, meaning when the market is most full of this kind of fruit or this kind of produce. So then the price is the cheapest, right? Because there's the most amount of supply and demand, the most amount of stuff available. That is what you set the deal for going forward for the whole year, in terms of the what the price should be. Rabbi Yehuda says, even if he didn't set rate for him at sort of the low price, so he can always say to him, Tain li kazeh, either give me the rate as it is now, meaning the price went down. So he says, look, we made a deal, I was going to buy, manure, fruits, right, or whatever, at, $2 a pound, but now the rate in the market is $1.50. Give me that rate now. Tain li ma'osar, give me my money back. I'll go buy it from somebody else. So he can sort of retract, he can pull out, even though in general the rabbis made a rule that we have somebody who's called Misha Para, meaning somebody who made such a deal, even though you haven't taken the stuff yet, you gave the money, that's not really a kinyan. But they sort of said, somebody who does that, it's like there's like a curse on them, because we don't like that. Once you make a deal, you should agree, you should finish off your deal. But Rabbi Yehuda is saying that in such a case, even the Misha Para doesn't apply because it's understood that since the money was given only to acquire the stuff, at a later time and not right now, so the Misha Par doesn't apply to that. However, the halacha does not follow Rabbi Yehuda; it follows the Chachamim that it's supposed to be set at the cheapest rate. Okay.